Hello and welcome to Once Upon a Galaxy. I'm Rowan, Astrid's on our cat tree there, and let's get going now that I've got my morning coffee. Ooh, and we'll get Mercury with a fancy skin, how about that? Only real difference here is the Mech Man in case we get the farewell related boons early in the game. So having Mech Man just means you literally have 3 summons if you Boon of Santa is for whatever reason the best one you're offered. We'll pick up the Gel Stepsisters and we'll follow that one up with a Gingerbread House, getting her up to a 3-3. We'll silver the Gel Stepsisters and I'll ponder whether or not I want to try and complete her this turn. We'll pick up the Jack in the Box, that gives us 2 farewells for Orion, and we'll rotate into Konami. We'll KO the Rose and we will half-heart Konami, and we will get ourselves a Boon of Santa, a Boon of Sticks, and a Boon of the Pauper. I think I'm going to try and greed the Boon of Sticks, considering if we're fortunate we can maybe proc a couple 3 things, and we do get ourselves a Mech Man to follow it up. Maybe the extra points of contact will be enough for us to defeat Katsu here, and it looks like it will. With us becoming the Collector, that is a decent bit of par, especially with all the treasures we're going to be getting this turn, but unfortunately the order is a bit rude, so we don't quite get away with it. Young Herc, a turn late. How impolite, but let's just dig a little. We have some good slot buffs, and now we do actually have 3 summons. Unfortunate to leave the Destiny in the back, but I suppose it doesn't really matter in the service of getting ourselves shipshape. We'll rotate into Cynic, so it's a good thing we find this Destiny just in time to proc Miseria. But hey, it's going to amp up our captain power, so you can't complain too much. We'll get ourselves offered another Boon of Sticks, which might not be the best, but hopefully with this volume of summons, it's not too bad. The Constellation Prize obviously plays extremely well with summons, and so does Mort. Nothing I really want to TLK here, so we'll just send the Snowball to the bank, and we will rotate into Jampot. If we're lucky, we will just about full heart them, which is pretty good. We'll become Nemesis as well as the Collector. We'll greet the Young Hercules, I think, just for the sake of trying to get him kicking as quickly as possible, and we'll recruit the Ember. The Treasure Hoard Dragon was tempting there, but only with 2 treasures currently. I think I'd rather just take the Aura buff from the Ember and rotate into Bromeli, who we will also half-heart. Mort will proc and we'll get offered a Gravity Well, but more importantly, a 4th captain, which is always a very tempting prospect when it looks like we're playing Dionysus. I'll take the co-captain just for a bit of fun. I did ponder it a wee bit, and we'll get ourselves a Moonsong and a Toucan Samuel, and I think just for the sake of trying to accelerate as quickly, we're going to take the extra shops courtesy of Toucan Sam. We'll pick ourselves up an Epic, another Epic, and we'll meet in a tavern, finding ourselves a Scar. We'll go to combat and we'll rotate into Konami. They will KO our Mockingbird with their Mr. Fox, and it does look like we're gonna take ourselves... it looks like we are in fact gonna take a full heart of damage. We'll cast the Verdict, which isn't too great, but more importantly, we'll get offered ourselves a Shipshape Inspector. It's a shame to see the units on the board go, especially when we have ourselves the common offered in the same shop. We'll get a Boon of Baba Yaga, which I think means I have to take the Hidden Treasure Room, even though the Timeline Duplicator is in fact quite funny. We'll pick ourselves up a Robin for a little bit of utility, and then I think I'm just going to replace the Robin with the Stinky and hope that doesn't come back to bite us. Another Mr. Fox sails by, as Katsu is our next opponent. It does look like we will have enough par on the board to beat them, and we will get offered 2 copies of Boon of Osiris to follow it up with our 3 farewells. It's very tempting to not recruit Perseus to the board, but it should get amped up a fair bit by this combat. And we will double slot 1 and hope that nothing untoward happens. We'll get ourselves a 3 bags full, which should give us an epic treasure, and we do get ourselves a parting gift, which is very interesting. We'll rotate into Cynic and hope they aren't too oppressive, and it looks like they won't quite be able to fully KO us courtesy of Perseus and young Herc getting their buffs during combat. The Rolo will give us a bit of breathing room, and we will actually half-heart Cynic at the end of the day. Perseus will proc, we'll also get the Crystal's Ball courtesy of Crystal. We will take the Mega Maul because we're definitely going to get an awful lot of shops this turn. We'll take the Boon of Baba Yaga, again just because the Hidden Treasure Room. Get ourselves a toy box and a Viking Longhouse. And we will take ourselves a Boon of Bahamut to follow it up. We'll recruit the Slappy over the Perseus, proccing the young Herc, and we will take ourselves a Mysterious Map. We'll take ourselves a Goodie Bag to follow that one up, and then take ourselves a Flock of Mimics. We then get offered a White Whale, which I think I'm kind of tempted to take, just given we have ourselves some pretty good treasures here, but I'm not going to recruit it to the board. We're not quite in a position to be able to greet it just yet. More the fool me, we did end up getting ourselves 2 trash cans full of strawberries, and now we get to ponder how we're going to play this one out. We do get offered a mop, but what do we even replace, right? It's so difficult to get rid of the young Hercules. I guess it has to be the Mecha Man. We'll then get offered a True Love's Kiss, and we'll throw caution to the wind and send up our mop. We'll rotate into Konami, and they do have a Mischief. It's going to KO our Trouble. Just kidding, it's instead going to KO our young Hercules. And we will see how this fight goes. Our extra farewell modifiers are going to keep us in it for the time being. And the Zeus having ranged is going to allow us to rumble fairly easily and take ourselves a decisive full heart victory. Almost spoke too soon just because of the nature of the summons. But we do get away with it in the end. We get offered an Iron Cast, but damn if that ain't too greedy. We'll instead take ourselves 2 common treasures for our trash can, for our Hidden Treasure Room, and we will hopefully get something pretty spicy to wrap this one up. We rotate into Cynic, and I'll try and remember what their board looked like for this goodie bag. Like, normally a safe bet is just slot 2, and it looks like it really would have been better in slot 3, but maybe with the extra farewell modifiers it won't matter too much. It does look like they have themselves a World Shrub and a Poison Apple, but thankfully the goodie bag is going to be able to keep us in this one, and it looks like they don't actually have World Shrubs, so I wonder why the Tribble got reduced to 1 HP. We'll take the Abracadabra rather than taking ourselves the name's escaping me, but I'm sure it was very important, and I will ponder this Medusa, where I'm not really sure the Destiny is providing enough power, so I'm just going to pick up the Medusa instead. We'll Giant Growth the goodie bag, and we will rotate into Cynic once again. Their board does basically double in power, and unfortunately our goodie bag getting value traded does mean that this will be a 2nd place. And yeah, that was some Mercury. Captain certainly has played fine. Definitely a lot of explosive boon openings you can get going. Boon of Set, if you can enable it quickly, even just a Boon of a Pauper into an uncommon is a really strong start. And of course, Boon of Baba Yaga, when you have Questers primed, is a very, very tempting prospect. Alright, I'll catch you next time. Oh, and thanks for watching. Did it in reverse. Alright, bye.